Hey, it's Dr. Vuong. This is episode number 2 of Car Wash Confessionals. Look, we just started. Isn't that fun? Who loves car washes? I love car washes. I love these little things. How cool is that? All right, today's Car Wash Confessionals comes at an interesting time. It's because I've recently made a change shift. By that I mean I decided to leave weight loss surgery. I retired from medicine. It was a conscious decision. The hospital system I worked for decided to no longer employ a bariatric surgeon. I started looking for other jobs, but then I was like, you know what? Like, my passive income through my book sales and online courses and everything, make it so that I can retire from surgery as long as I keep my costs down. So it's a tight squeeze, but I took the chance. Basically, what I did was I took a chance on myself, right? Now, that's not the point. That's not the point of today's confessional. Today's confessional is this. I've let some of the negative things people have said about my decision affect me. So it's loud. So my armor is not bulletproof. I've got chinks in the armor. I'm not perfect, right? And people love to exploit that fact. Well, what's there to exploit? I admit it. You know, it seems odd for the average person. It seems weird that a world famous bariatric surgeon who was super busy would walk away from surgery. And they cannot accept the fact. My answer is, I want to help millions of people. And as a surgeon, I could only do 300 surgeries a year, which means if I operated long enough, like 60 years, I could help 10,000, 15,000 people. But that's not my goal. My goal is to help millions. And the average person can't take that. They don't understand that. So recently, I've been looking at network marketing because I think it's a great way to build your wealth. Not only that, but it teaches you the skills necessary. There's no other way, think about this for a second. There's no other way to get started in your own business for as little as $200 a month. $200 sign-up fee. That doesn't happen. When I decided to quit my weight loss surgery program and I wanted to continue doing the support groups for my patients, I was going to have to rent a space. I found a space big enough to hold up to 100 people, had audio-visual equipment, had chairs, had like a kitchen that was facing outwards so I could do cooking demonstrations. That space was going to cost me $1,500 a month just for the rent alone. And then I'd have to hire staff on top of that, maybe get people to volunteer to stack the chairs, that sort of stuff. I don't know. And maybe even have to pay for like a system that would like capture leads and payment plans and stuff like that. But at the very minimum, it was going to be $1,500 a month for no guarantees of any sort of patient. I know my patients love me. I love my patients. But and they said they would pay to come. But there's no guarantee. You can't count on people. And the reason why is because these days it's so hard. Everybody is so tight financially. So I get that. I understand that. I understand it's tight. I'm an Asian immigrant. I came over as a little kid. Like, I was broke. My dad was 36 when he came over. I was 6 years old. We started all over after 6 months in a refugee camp in Thailand. We couldn't speak the language. We couldn't speak English. We didn't know how to read. We didn't know a stop sign from a go sign. Just in case you don't know, there's no such thing as a go sign. But we wouldn't fucking know that. We couldn't read English, man. Right? So we had to start over. And in 16 short years, my dad retired independently wealthy through real estate. Now I, at the same time, grew up, got tested out, became a doctor. I went to med school, graduated surgical residency, which in itself is not easy to get into, but I did it and I still graduated. Car wash is almost over. And then, lo and behold, I went into solo private practice general surgery, which is dumb. If you want to do something dumb in life, become a solo private practice general surgeon in today's world. It is impossible. I gotta go. Hold on. That was the car wash. Wasn't that nice? So, in 2008, Hurricane Ike hit my community. I had $4 million worth of real estate, which, as all entrepreneurs, only means you have $4 million worth of debt. And so, Hurricane Ike hit my community, and I was insured, but I didn't have enough insurance. I can go into that in a later broadcast. And any of my friends who are into real estate can tell me tell people what it means to be underinsured. I was seriously underinsured, but anyway, 2008, I was a young surgeon, I had a young family, and I went broke. I couldn't keep up with the mortgage cost of $4 million worth of real estate. So I had to start all over again. I left my family. I took a job in a small town in Illinois. But that's when I dove into meditation, self-development. I read a lot of self-help books. I love Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, all the greats. As part of Car Wash Confessionals, I drive around this nice, super nice, multi-million-dollar neighborhood here. So you can see. All right, here you go. Look at some of these houses behind me. You can see it's some of it's still in development. You can see some beautiful houses. I like to do this because it keeps me inspired, Even though I quit doing surgery, I don't have millions of dollars in the bank. I have just enough to cover my costs, so I don't lose my house, but I still got to work. And anyway, that's one of the things that makes Car Wash Confessionals interesting, because I'm not one of these like real estate gurus or money gurus, and they've got like hundreds of millions of dollars and they're flying around in a jet plane. I'm just like you, man. I got enough to get by, right? And I'm trying to bring value to this world. So anyway, I've let some of the nasty comments recently get to me. By that I mean some people just cannot understand why I would leave surgery to pursue my passions. And so they say things like, there's something fishy going on. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. And I'm trying to change people's lives by giving them great opportunities and lessons and teachings. And they'll say, like, he's a snake oil salesman, and I knew you were all about the money. I'm like, well, fuck, man. Everybody's all about the money. Where you been living? You've been living under a rock? Like, what are you watching me on right now? You're watching me on an iPhone or a Galaxy or something. Either way, you paid for it. Even if it's a laptop, you paid for it. You see these people behind me, these big-ass houses? They paid for that. They didn't get to go sit there and be like, hey, Mr. House Builder, I'm a nice guy. I'm sincere. I'm spiritual. I'm trying hard. I take care of my family. Why won't you just let me have the house? Like, I don't understand what people's big deal is. You don't like me? Then you go to med school. Most of y'all can't get into med school. I mean, that's just the statistics. It's a 10% admission rate to med school. It's 10%, and of those 10% who get into med school, it's another 10% who get into surgery residency. Most people are family practice doctors or pediatricians. Come on now. So I don't understand where these people get off, right? If they're gonna hate, go to med school, do your own thing, get your own surgical degree. But at the end of the day, you know what? It's because they don't love themselves enough. They don't believe in themselves enough. And at the heart of it all, I sincerely believe they just don't believe in the goodness of humanity, of human nature, of what it means to help out your other man, your other brothers and sisters in humanity. My friend Jason Cisneros and mentor posted something on Facebook this week. He said, what does it mean to be a racist? What does it mean? What is someone trying to accomplish when they call somebody a racist? And I didn't really answer his poll, but I don't really have thoughts on that. But I will say that we often forget that we all belong to one race, and that one race is the human race. And instead of trying to knock each other down or question each other's motives or like picking fights over $10, we need to just be cool to each other, be kind, love each other, be sincere, and, you know, do the best we can. Believe in each other. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with believing each other? Anyway, that's this week's Car Wash Confessional, episode number 2. I let people's opinions get to me. And there's only a couple, which is what's fucking irritating. Like, out of the 200, 300, 400 supportive comments I got 2 or 3 nasty, stupid comments from people who just were not, I mean, they have their own problems, and I let it get to me. So that's my message to you this week. If it can get to Dr. Vuong, it can get to you. I understand it. I know what you're feeling. But I believe in you. I believe in you. And I know you can change. And I know you can make a difference in this world. I'm your biggest cheerleader. If you have any questions, if you ever have any issues, please reach out to me. Just send me a private message. Not a personal medical issue, but just like if you just need somebody on your team to root on you a little bit, just let me know. All right, I've got a lot more time now that I'm unemployed, so